ZZ109FM. This is Elsie Jenkins. 2025 broadcast. This is a new broadcast. This isn't one of our broadcasts from the past. We are here today to talk about the news, information that helps you, information nonetheless. We want to make sure people understand that we go back in the past and we listen to some of these broadcasts, and we see that information is still relevant. You've got people that still don't know how to treat people with respect. Different people have taken over the jobs of running this country and still don't understand the mindset of poor people, middle-class people. Don't understand our dilemma and how we deal with life every day. They still don't get it. So this information that we provide you, our shows from the past, are relevant. Hate hasn't taken a vacation in 300 years. It's a shame that hate is still relevant. This is amazing to be here in 2025 and we're still dealing with some of the same problems. We're going to get into some of the amazing issues that are present today in 2025. But before we do, let's say hello to who's in the studio with us today first. We got 5th grade education Bob in the house. Now, I know you're trying to be funny because you know I got a 10th grade education. Now, I understand why you keep going back and forth with this, but I'm telling you right now, I have a 10th grade education Bob. Now, we can get up in here and get to starting the fighting right away if that's what you want to do, because I don't mind fighting. But again, it's 10th grade education, not 5th grade. And I know you're trying to be funny because you know. Well, Bob. I know you know. Well, Bob, I just thought I'd start off by just going in, a different direction this beautiful broadcast, and I see I got under your skin. Seems to be a lot of people are easily ticked off in 2025. And as you can see, it doesn't take much. So we're going to talk about people getting ticked off. For example, you on the interstate, you cut somebody off by accident, or you cut somebody off by purpose. What the consequences are in 2025. It hasn't changed much, but now it's more important than ever that you understand where you are on the interstate and what you're doing, because it could cost you your life. All right, also in the studio with us today, don't get mad at me, Bob, I'm just trying to rile you up. Now, also in the studio with us today is Reverend No Show. Reverend No Show, how are you doing?
Miss Jenkins, I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. Been busy in the church, so I think right now I'm well grounded, so it's not too many things you can say to me that'll get me riled up. Not too many things you can say that'll get me riled up, Miss Jenkins.
Well, Reverend No Show, I'm glad to hear that. Reverend No Show. Now, gossip and rumors is a big thing, and it takes nothing but Facebook and Twitter and Instagram to get your business out there. But rumor is that you've been taking money from the church, Reverend No Show. What? You've been taking money from the church. No, have mercy.
Miss Jenkins, where do you get this information from? I mean, I've never taken any money from the church, Miss Jenkins. I've never taken any money from the church. Now,
hold on. Hold on, Reverend No Show. I'm just messing with you, Reverend No Show. I'm just messing with you, Lord. Lord have mercy. I'm just messing with you. You're looking really upset. Just calm down, Reverend No Show. I understand, Reverend No Show. You're upset, but that's just a fib. That's a lie just put out there now. Come on now.
Oh, okay, Miss Jenkins, because I know I did not take any money from the church. Now, for you to come in here and mess with me and Bob right away, this is not normal. What is going on with you, Miss Jenkins? What is going on with you? Well, my goodness.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's going on here. What's going on is things haven't changed on this planet. People jump to conclusions still. People are still telling lies on one another instead of being truthful and respectful and loving thy neighbor like we're supposed to in the Bible. So I'm showing you guys today that things that we used to talk about in past shows are still relevant today. Now, I know y'all looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's just what I had to do to make a point. Now, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. All right, so y'all calm down, sip on your tea, your coffee, whatever you got. Lord have mercy, people. Tempers are easily flared, and buttons. You push people's buttons today in 2025, and they're pulling out a gun. They're shooting first and asking questions second. So, my goodness, what is the root of this? What is the root of this quick response from people that is causing people to just go from 0 to 100 in a matter of a interaction with a human being? And I'm gonna be honest with you. The last couple of years, when bread, was $1, now it's $4 to $5 a loaf, and when eggs were $1 a carton, and now they're $8 to $10 to $12 a carton. Your food, your meat, ground beef, you used to be able to get you some ground beef for $1.50, $2, and now you're paying $7 to $15 for some ground beef. Your steaks, used to be you can get a good steak for $10. Now you're paying $60 to $90 for food. I've got the images. I've got the price tags. I have the evidence. This is not something I'm making up. This is truthful information. The prices for everything have gone up. And when things go up and your money don't progress with the changes, it produces stress. And your employers don't change with the times of the increases, and they keep you in a stagnant wage. But they still expect more from you. Like here, when we come into ZZ109FM Talk Radio, people expect more from you, but I look at my check, I don't see more in my check. I don't see more in my bank account. I see the same amounts I've been sustaining from in my bank account. And it's not keeping up with the pace of the increases, nor is it keeping up with the pace of my employer, who demands more from me, but you're going to give me a 5-cent raise. You're going to give me a 6 cents raise and smile at me. Good job, Elsie Jenkins. You people should be ashamed of yourselves, because if you've been keeping up with our pay in lieu of the increases, then we wouldn't be worrying about the increases, because our pay compensates for the increase. No, we've been having to cut back. I can't go to the movies anymore. I can't go out and eat but once every few months. I have to penny pinch, and I have to go and look for bargains for my food now. And I don't even get eggs anymore, because I refuse to pay some of the prices you are providing for some of these items. You lost your mind. Mayonnaise, $7 for some damn mayonnaise. Don't make no damn sense. Don't make no damn sense. And then when we look at some of the products, it's only $2 for some lettuce or vegetables, but you got to be careful. Do you have a little sticker on your vegetable? Because it could have been produced in a laboratory. So by law, they have to put stickers on your fruit to let you know exactly where it came from. Look at your fruit and see if you see a sticker on there with a number. Those numbers mean something. We got to get out here and get information. And guess what ain't changed also? Black folks still ain't reading. When was the last time you picked up a book? When was the last time you read a newspaper? Or are you so concentrated on your smartphone, you looking at Instagram, you looking at web pages, you looking at something that if the signal went away, you'd be lost in the sauce. You wouldn't know what was going on in the world because you don't got a signal. We rely too much on these cell phones. We rely too much on this technology. And one thing we need to do is read. There's a lot of information out here that we still are unaware of. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins, and we're going to cover a couple of areas. We ain't going to sit up here and cover everything in one show because it's impossible. It's impossible to cover everything that we need to cover. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. Let's start with, let me start here with a simple fact. People are still in their vehicles. We'll start here. People are still in their vehicles, driving, going from point A to point B, running into people and driving off. Now, hit and run is still happening in 2025. People still don't want to take responsibility for their actions in 2025. Nothing has changed with that. Most recently, a young man was outside his car trying to change his tire. Now, if it was an accident and you know you hit somebody, why are you going to keep going? It's an accident. You've got to be truthful when you're at the scene of an accident. I didn't see him. Yes, my car did hit him. I stopped to try to find out what was going on. What did I hit? And so forth and so forth. But to know you hit somebody, and we've talked about this on the show before, to know you hit somebody and drive off, you know that God is going to connect with you through what? Reverend No Show?
Miss Jenkins, through your conscience. He's going to reach to you as an individual through your conscience.
Absolutely. Abso-damn-lutely. So, God has the fastest internet speeds in the universe. His speeds are phenomenal. His power is, you can't even detect with human equipment how fast his internet speeds are. But as soon as you hit a human being and cause harm to a human being, immediately that information hits your conscience by way of God. So now you done drove off. You done left that man or woman in the street. And now you're worrying and wondering about if they're okay and am I going to get caught? The anxiety that is provided with that conscience is going to eat away at your internals. You have no control over the process. And a lot of times you hear people say, oh, he ain't got no conscience. So some people were riding around here and walking around here with no conscience. Well, I tell you what, if you're a person that gets high every day, smoking, drinking and driving, getting so intoxicated that you don't even remember getting from point A to point B, I believe there's a certain amount of percentage that is correct on that statement. You don't have a conscience because a lot of your brain cells are gone. And when you're high, it's like being a zombie. You're in a zombie state when you high as hell. You're a couple steps from exiting the planet, per se, when you're high as hell. But the majority of people, I tell you right now, they got a conscience, a clear conscience. So whoever's out here riding around thinking that you done got away with something, you ain't got away with nothing. Because God knows what you've done. And it will eat away at you until whatever happens to you happens. I don't feel sorry for you. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. We are live and direct in 2025, and we are talking about the issues. Let me get me some coffee here. My coffee is gotten. All right, so let's get on the next subject here. These damn tariffs. Let me tell you something. You ain't gonna like what I have to say, and if you don't like what I have to say, well, you just ain't gonna like what I have to say. It's very simple, and it's common sense approach. I agree. If people have been getting over on America, then we need to hold them accountable. Anybody? I'm looking at y'all. Y'all look like y'all understand. I don't see any weird looks on y'all faces. Reverend No Show and Bob, y'all look like y'all understand. Y'all haven't said nothing good. But you have to understand, when you rich, you got a whole lot of options. Okay? You can put a lot of pressure on people, and they raise the prices even more in the next year or two, and you're going to be all right. But middle class people and poor people are already in the red. So if we had somebody with a middle class and poor people mentality in charge of the country, they would look at the whole idea and say, it is necessary to do this, but now is not the best time to go ahead and initiate it. Execution is everything for success. Look at your basketball teams. You've got Duke about to go into the Final Four. But you know what Duke has done and Houston and these other two teams have done? They've executed. They've executed their plans and their strategies. To get somewhere, you have to execute a plan. If I want to go grocery shopping, I don't just jump in my car and go. I execute a plan. Where am I going? What am I buying? And how much money? What is my budget? You go somewhere and grocery shop and don't have enough money, and you got a list that's 10 times the length of your hand. You're not gonna be successful in your grocery shopping scheme. You're only gonna be able to get half the things on that list. Now, here we go again. Talked about this in the past. Educated people are supposed to be smarter people, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be a lack of common sense is still an issue. In 2025, as it was in 1925, as it was in 1825. Ain't nothing changed about that. These ideas of tariffs, if that's what is necessary to make people pay what they need to pay, fine. But was it necessary to implement it in a time of crisis in our country when eggs are $12 a carton? Timing, common sense tells you that this is not the right time to do it, but it's on our to-do list in the next 4 to 8 years, because you know he's going to be in office for 4 to 8 years. So you got plenty of time to implement this, but right now, what is the priority? See, educated people, and we need to stop giving education all this praise, because if educated people were so smart, they would say, now let me get my list here of things here, and what's the most important thing on the list for me to do? Well, anything in this country that is causing people to lose their lives, we need to take a look at. So if our soldiers are in harm's way, let's see why they're in harm's way, and let's remove them from that. Next thing on my list is crime. If crime is so bad in some places where you're afraid to go to the grocery store, let's approach this as well. And then the next thing is, how are people surviving in this country? How are they living day to day? Are they struggling? Well, of course it's a damn struggle. You've got people on fixed incomes that got to choose between cat food and their food. And believe it or not, some people are going to allow their cat to eat before they eat. In the minds of some, it's called integrity. People with money, or people that are middle class, or people that don't have money, some people look at that little cat or look at that little dog and say, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you need something to eat. I made a pledge within myself to take care of you. So it will be irresponsible of me to feed myself before I feed you. For you educated people out there, it's called common sense. So it don't matter. If dogs mean so much to you white people, then you know what? A dog is just as important as a human life. And if you're going to take care of a dog like you're going to take care of a child, who going to eat first? You going to eat first, or your child going to eat first? Reverend No Show, who going to eat first? Are you going to eat first, or is your child going to eat first?
Miss Jenkins, my child is going to eat first before I do, Miss Jenkins.
Bob, who's going to eat first? Are you going to eat first, Bob, or is your child going to eat first, Bob? Which one are you going to choose? 10th grade education, Bob. Well, I tell you, right now, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to let my child eat first. That's what I'm going to do. Let my child eat first. Well, there you have it. There you have it. People with common sense are going to do the right thing. And the right thing to do is to take care of your priorities first. Take care of your priorities first. And if you have a pet, I think it's important to look at that pet as a part of the family. And if you had to choose between yourself and the pet, I think you need to feed your pet. It's not his fault or her fault that they're here. You brought them here. You stated you were going to be the responsible party to take care of them. So take care of them. Don't be selfish. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. I'm going to tell you now, this world, even though it shows you on your calendar 2025, there's a lot of things in this world that hasn't changed, like integrity. Doing the right thing is still the same thing in 2025 as it was in 1825. Doing the right damn thing. All right, let's go. Let's go on to some more issues. So we talked about President Trump and his tariffs. You know, there's a right time and a wrong time to do something, and I think it was definitely a wrong time to start doing things to our neighbors and people around the planet that was going to increase prices and not decrease prices. Now, to be on the intelligent side of this, if you're going to do something like this, well, you were going to compensate, or talking about compensate Americans with $5,000 or $10,000 per whatever circumstances allow you to qualify for it, then that's what you should have done. You should have taken care of the American people first and then provide your tariffs. That way it wouldn't be much of an impact. And we're preparing to get our money back through a means that may raise the prices, but you've been well compensated to prepare and deal with what has to be done to get America's money back from these countries. That makes more sense to me. But you see, people with money don't understand people without money. Middle-class people are people without money. Don't get it twisted. With all the increases for cost, from tires on to eggs, middle-class people are teeter-tottering, as if we weren't teeter-tottering between poor and having a little bit more to begin with. So it doesn't take much. You let something happen in your household, and you are no longer a middle-class person. It doesn't take much. We've been through a lot. We've dealt with a lot. So it doesn't take much. All right, ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. Let's get on to some more news. What I've learned recently is that the lottery is raising their price from $1 a ticket to $5 a ticket. Ridiculous. It makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense. And I'm not buying any more tickets. I'm not paying $5 a damn ticket. It's not happening. It's not happening. If you can pay out $500 million off of a nation of people buying $1 tickets, then what's the difference? What's the damn difference? You're able to pay out and you're able to continue on and do lottery after lottery with $1 ticket from each person. So now you mean to tell me instead of people buying $20 worth of tickets and $60 worth of tickets, $1 tickets, you rather them buy one $5 ticket? Where's the common sense in that math? Where's the common sense in that math? People are buying 60 tickets at a time. Every Wednesday and every Friday they're buying 60 tickets, especially when the lottery is that big. Now you want them to buy 2 tickets for $10. You were getting $60, but now you're only getting $10? That don't make no damn sense. Somebody help me with the math. Bob, you got a 10th grade education. Does that make any damn sense, Bob, what we're experiencing right now? No, it make no damn sense. And I'm not going to go ahead and buy these damn tickets for $5 a ticket. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing no more. I don't care. I won't win it anyway. I get a free ticket, but I'm not winning anyway. So I ain't going to miss the lottery. That's right. That's right. I'm not winning anyway. So I'm not going to miss the lottery. You can have your damn lottery. Your lottery that's always paying out California, Florida, New York City, and so on and so forth. You got so many places in the United States that can't even seem to get a winning ticket till y'all feel sorry for us. Then you have one pop up in Jersey. One to pop up in, I ain't seen one from Vermont. How about Idaho? Anybody Idaho won? Some of these places don't even have the lottery. They're so behind in the times. And that's another thing. You know, if your state is struggling today, it's because you weren't smart enough to gain access to the marijuana and go ahead and legalize it and bring in billions of dollars like some of these states in our fine nation. Worrying about money. You worrying about how you going to pay for this and pay for that. You got a whole country full of weed heads that love to smoke. Legalize the marijuana and let them have their marijuana, and there's your money. There's your damn money right there. Legalize it. And then raggedy ass states going to legalize it, but then they put all these restrictions on it. What the hell is it legal for if you're going to restrict it? Make it make sense, idiots. People in charge. Oh, we're going to legalize it, but we're gonna put restrictions on it. Go somewhere and sit down somewhere with your stupid, ignorant ass. You're in charge of something, but this is how you're going to manage it. It doesn't make any sense. Teachers should be getting paid more money when this lottery comes into your state. It's supposed to help education. That's their little ploy to get you all excited about it. But this money that you're making, if it's as much money as it is to help education and so forth, then you need to be helping teachers out with bonuses. That's all they need is a bonus. You can increase their pay based on their merit of getting students to go and succeed. But on the whole platform plane of teaching, there should just be a bonus. You put $15,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 in these teachers' hands on top of their salary, I think they will be absolutely happy after taxes to be able to sustain and live a good, comfortable life and maintain the teaching position. Give them a bonus. Kids are passing, moving forward, you've met your bonus. I think they should do it in quarters. You got half a season of teaching and another half of season of teaching, 2 quarters. And now you get a bonus on the first quarter and a bonus on the second quarter. Now you got to worry about raises no more on that level. You can still do it, but you don't got to worry about the gap, the money that's missing. Teachers having to wait with these nickel and dime raises. And you should be ashamed of yourself when you give somebody 20 cents raise. The hell's wrong with you? You've got CEOs and people in these areas getting $1 million bonuses. And I ain't going to say which company it is, but $1 million bonuses while your employees can't even pay their rent with their first check. What's wrong with this country? What's wrong with you rich ass people? That you can't share. It's 2025 and you people still can't share the wealth with everybody. You work people to death. We don't have enough money to cover our expenses, and we're going and taking 2 checks to try to cover our expenses. What's left over? Little to nothing. Little to nothing is left over. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. ZZ109 FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. Elsie Jenkins, 2025, new broadcast. We're here and we're out and we're about and we're trying to understand. We're trying to understand the mentality behind what's going on in this world. And we talk about it on this talk radio. That's what we do. We talks about it. I'm going to tell you now, storms haven't changed. Storms are the same. Nothing has changed when it comes to what you do when a storm is on its way. It's very simple. You have to cut the electricity off in your living room, cut them TVs off, and go somewhere and be quiet. Go somewhere, sit down, and be quiet. And if you got trees in your yard, sometimes you have to treat these storms as if they were hurricanes coming through. And I'm going to be honest with you. You've got large trees in your home, you need to evacuate. Because a large tree can come down and cause damage and possibly take your life. So if you got large trees and you know these storms are coming through, and there's a lot of storms coming through the Midwest, you've got to look at these storms in the mindset of hurricanes. Flooding in your area, evacuate. Landslides in your area due to the rain, the amazing amounts of water dropping down from these storms, evacuate. Trees. You got large trees that can crush your house. You have to evacuate. Treat these storms just like you would treat a hurricane. These storms are churning tornadoes and so forth, hail. You have to evacuate. The mindset that you can stay in your house with large trees around your house and nothing's going to happen is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. All right. So we are looking at the world and we're looking at things that are going on in the world. And one thing that hasn't changed is that you've got to go out. And you've got to watch your back when you go out. If you're going to pay your bills, you don't pay your bills online because you old school like I am. You've got to go out. You've got to look over your shoulder. You've got to look around. You've got to see your environment. If something doesn't look right, you've got to get your ass on and find somewhere else to go. Go back in the store, stay in your car, but you don't just get out of your car nilly-willy and feel that something ain't right and then become a statistic, become a victim. You got to be careful because we have an incident where a woman states she was sexually assaulted at a Walmart. Someone rubbed against her. Now, you know, if Walmart's busy, people are going to rub against you. That's just the way the world is when it's a busy day and there's a lot of people everywhere. I get it. But you have to be prepared when you leave the house to deal with these kind of incidents, and you got to have more than just, oh, someone rubbed against me. You need to have a description. When you're walking around in the store, look at these people. Don't just walk around looking at the groceries. Look at these people around you. Especially if it's just you and one person in the aisle. Look at that person. Don't be afraid not to look at people. I walk in the store and I see people walking past me, not even looking at me. You need to know who's around you. What color they are, how tall they are, facial features. You got to know these things because if something goes down, you can say, you know what? I seen that person in aisle 3. They look funny. They look like they was up to something. Eye contact, people. Make eye contact with people. Let them know that you are not afraid. When you don't look at somebody, it's either due to respect, out of respect, or the fact that you're afraid of them. Now I'm in the store. Guess what? I got me a stick 'em in my side of my pocketbook. I've got me a stick 'em in there. That's right. I got me a little knife just in case I got to stick 'em. But I am prepared to fight in that damn Walmart if I have to. You gonna get a couple of stick 'ems inside of your damn side of your ribs. around your neck and face area, that don't matter. I'm already prepared to stick you. That's the mentality you got to have when you get out in these streets. Don't walk out here like nothing ain't gonna happen. Walk out here like something could happen and prepare yourself. People out here thinking it's all safe. It ain't all safe. I don't care what city you in. No city is safe. You act like people that want to cause drama don't drive to places where drama don't exist. They do. They do. They like to go to where the treasures are. There ain't no treasures where they live, so they go to where the treasures are to cause havoc. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. I'm going to tell you now, we've got to get smart out here on this planet. Doesn't make any sense that we are still walking on this planet like nothing can happen to us. We're not promised tomorrow. We have to get out here and we have to be alert. For example, if you happen to be on I-40 and there's an accident, you probably should try to maneuver yourself away from the accident. You see the police lights, you maneuver yourself away from the police lights. You don't know if there's debris in the street. You don't know what's going on. So to be on the safe side, try to safely maneuver yourself away from the incident. And if you, now, some people, I understand, finances don't allow you to have AAA assistance when you're stranded. But if you can afford it, you need to have some kind of AAA, some kind of help that will come out, roadside assistance that will help you get to you to try to help you safely change your tire. If you're not able to get off on the right side of the shoulder of the road, and you happen to be in that median in the freeway, that is the worst place to be to try to change a tire on the passenger side of the car. If it's rush hour, don't get out of your vehicle. You can look and see there are cars from lane to lane as far as you can see. And can you safely get out of that car and help yourself change your tire? I'm going to say absolutely not. Wait for a state trooper to show up, or wait for your AAA. Wait for some help if you're in that median in the middle of the road. It is too risky to get out and think that these people with their cell phones and their issues with today's problems are 100% focused on what you're doing. It's safer to be in your car than to try to get out and change a tire in the median of the freeway. It's so much safer to just stay in your car and wait for help. You ain't that much of a hurry. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. 2025 broadcast. For you listeners out here that are out here hurting people, when are we going to realize that, you know what, the golden rule is keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. We have to realize that people deserve the right to feel like they can walk out their house and not be attacked, robbed. What is it with people that want to hurt other people? I would look at Reverend No Show and say, well, we know what it is, Reverend No Show. It's just the devil. The devil is alive and well. And I think as long as the devil is alive and well, we're always going to have these situations. And if you can believe that the devil is alive and well, then that means you have to leave the house with the mentality that these situations are out there. You have to be ready to deal with them. And you can't be naive to think that it can't happen to you. We have got to prepare ourselves on this planet. As long as the devil exists, there's always going to be issues and problems. People are going to always look at you in a way that you're some type of opportunity for them, whether it's snatching your purse because you're an elderly looking woman or an elderly man, or you're a young man or a young woman. They see an opportunity. You're by yourself. You have no one to help you kind of scenario. You got to be ready to fight, people. In 2025, you've got to be ready to fight. All right, let's take a look at the world. Let's take a look at our world here in America. Let's take a look at our world. Anybody out there watch Survivor? I watched Survivor recently, and I looked at the show, because the show tells you how quickly someone can turn on you. You know, we get out here and we talk about having integrity and doing the right thing, and I met some good people. But you know what? These good people can turn on you in a heartbeat. A good example is on this show, you had two teams that was coming in first and third place. And no big deal. But when one of the teams had an opportunity to determine how much rice these people had to get, and number one, they were immune from having to get rice. Number two, they put the largest loads of rice on certain groups for whatever reason. It was what they were supposed to do because they had an opportunity to do it. But what happened was when they put these large 20-pound, 20-pound numbers on some of these teams, they became resentful. And they had it out for these teams down the stretch. So we have to be careful on this planet who we deal with. This could be your boss you're dealing with. You know, your boss is always your I hate to use the word friend, but your boss is okay with you until you cross them in some way or form or fashion. And this show proves that people can change on you in a heartbeat. So these people finally had their chance because the show flipped the script on them by allowing the players to vote for two people to have to go through two events versus one event at the crossroad. And who did they pick? Of course, they picked the number one team and the number three team, the two teams that were doing pretty good, coming in first and third or second place. So it was overwhelming doing two events at the crossroads versus one. You could pick one or the other, but you had to do two. But they were voted. It made strategic sense to vote them in to do that, but nonetheless, they were voted. And that shows you, this show is an amazing show because it shows you how careful you have to be with people. Same people that are smiling in your face and talk about, you know, we are good people, we met you, we like you, we do what we can do to help you along the way as we all try to become millionaires. But in the end, that was not the case. That was not the case. These people turned on them as fast as they could say boo. And one of the two teams got eliminated. Yeah, that's simple. And they were doing pretty good. But this extra weight of having to do two events while everybody else had to do one event put the two teams that were doing the best basically were going up against each other to see who would come in last place. Great strategy, but it lets you know, number one, you can't trust everybody. People that say one thing in your face can come around and say and act a totally different way the next time you meet them. So be careful on how you deal with people, like your boss. You know, your boss makes the rules, but see what bosses don't understand is a lot of bosses forget where they come from. And you do something that kind of crosses or kind of contradicts or kind of challenges them as a boss, and now they feel a certain type of way. But one thing I do know, one thing I do damn know, is that if you are listening now and you are a boss for people, you are in charge of people, if you get upset with somebody and you're that kind of boss that goes around cursing out people, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. You're supposed to treat people with respect and treat people like you want to be treated, regardless if you are in a position of authority. But if you're that boss that's out here cursing at people, that's right, in 2025, you've got bosses out here that think it's okay to curse at somebody because they did something or didn't do something. No. That's not acceptable. You don't have a right to disrespect your employees. And if you employees are allowing this to happen, shame on you. And if you hear another employee being disrespected in that way and do nothing about it, shame on you. Because this person is a human being just like you. They happen to be a human being in the position of authority. And that's all the difference. They're in a position of authority. So, in any case, they should know better. They should know better in how to talk to people. You didn't get to the position you were in because you talked to people nasty. You got in the position you're in because you talked to people in a certain way because you wanted something from them to be supervisor. We've got people out here disrespecting people in the workplace still. And it has to stop. It has to stop. This world hasn't changed. And if you have an opportunity to go back and listen to some of our previous broadcasts that we've been posting here on YouTube, you'll see that everything is relevant. And that's why we continue on this quest to make sure that every broadcast has been posted from the past. Because every broadcast is still relevant. You still have people out here disrespecting people because they can. You still have people out here robbing people and stealing from people. You still have people out here hating people because of the color of their skin or the content of their creed. You still have people out here not working together, but working against each other. And we still live in a country that doesn't look at us as human beings. We're just tokens. We're not valued as citizens in America. We're not appreciated as citizens of this country. People are struggling. And the United States of America is looking away from the struggle. It's not my problem. I'm just going to put tariffs on everything and raise the prices for everything another $2 or $3. Another $2 or $3, and I'm just going to be eating ramen noodles. I'm not going to have anything but ramen noodles and water. And my vitamins. I'm going to keep my vitamins. If I can't get my nutrients through my foods. Oh, and by the way, I'm learning to grow my own vegetables. We sit here and rely on these people. But you know what? We need to rely on ourselves. Get out here and get these little growing systems. Put them in your home and put them in place. And start growing your own damn vegetables. Every vegetable that's out here, we should not be buying from the store. We should be making them from our own home, from our own dirt, from our own soil. We should be providing these vegetables for ourselves. We don't need them. We don't need them. We become too dependent on these cell phones and technology and grocery stores to provide for us. We need to start providing for ourselves. I should be able to go out in my garden and pull some carrots and potatoes and some green beans, strawberries, whatever you could think of. We shouldn't have to rely on these people. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. It's 2025, and things really aren't better. We had a black president for 8 years. Did things get better? No, things got worse. And if I was a black man that ran the country for 8 years and I look back on what I did and it was absolutely nothing, I'd be ashamed of myself. I had an opportunity to change things, which is the word that was used all the time. Change, change, change. Meanwhile, everybody's in the blood banks giving blood because they can afford to eat. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's like I said earlier, people with money don't understand people without money. Until you become a person without money, then you realize, you know what? What's my priority here? Because I only got so many choices. But when you have an abundance of something, you're not so quick to prioritize. You're not. I ain't worried about that. I got the money for that. I ain't worried about that. I got the money for that. I ain't worried about that. If it goes up, I don't care. I got the money for that. I got the money for this. I got the money for that. I ain't worried about if that goes up. I can still afford this. That must be a nice mentality to have, knowing that when prices go up on X, Y, and Z, it doesn't bother me. I'm paying for it. I'm paying cash. I ain't got it. I got my cars. I got my credit. Must be nice because the middle class people and definitely the poor people don't have those options. We have to prioritize what's important. Feeding your children or feeding yourself. What's the importance? We got to prioritize. We have to prioritize. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. I done covered some things, but you can't cover everything in one show. It's impossible. I appreciate y'all for listening, but I'm going to let y'all know now. You don't need to rely on nobody but yourself. Nothing is impossible. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. And don't allow people to make the plans to achieve it for you. You make the plans. You come up with the ideas. You make the mistakes, and then you make the changes along the way to get you to where you need to be, so you'll know how to do it in the future. Don't let people do stuff for you. I know people today that are still letting people do things for them, and they grown-ass people. Stop it. If you're a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman, you need to be responsible for yourself. That's the whole key in growing up and becoming independent. You don't go back and reach back to your mama and reach back to your daddy every time you need something. At 29 years old, at 39 years old, at 49 years old. You are responsible. You are an adult. You figure it out. You handle it. Asking for help is one thing, but when you rely on people, that's another. Stop relying on people and rely on yourself. People have their own issues they got to deal with. So why do you think it's okay for you to throw your issues on top of their issues in 2025? No. Grow the hell up and be responsible and deal with your situations yourself. This is Elsie Jenkins. Thank you for listening. I'm signing off. And again, handle your own damn business yourself. You're an adult, not a damn child.